In this video, I'm going to go over all of the different neighborhoods and places that you can live here in San Diego, California. If you're planning to move here to San Diego, you're going to want to stick around to the end of the video so you can get a little bit more of an insider perspective and understanding about what it's like to live in these different neighborhoods and what neighborhood you might want to choose to live when you do move here. Yo, welcome back. This is Isaac Owens, your real estate and mortgage consultant. And if you're planning to move here to San Diego, or if you're planning to buy or sell or refinance, let me know. You can reach out to me using the number in the description. You can call me or text me, or you can schedule a one-on-one consultation so we can talk online on a video call and get your questions answered. So with that being said, let's dive into my computer and take a look at the different places that you can live here in San Diego. Okay, so this is an overview of San Diego. As you can see, there are a lot of different places within San Diego County and the surrounding area that you can live. Right here, we have about 20 different places that are highlighted on the map. So you can see there's a huge area that San Diego covers. What we're going to do is pretty much start from the top here at Oceanside and then start to work our way down. I'll talk about the different areas, what it's like living there. I won't spend too much time on each area individually because, as you can tell, there's a lot. But if you're new to San Diego or you've never been here before, these are all of the major areas within San Diego. So let's go ahead and dive in. Starting at the top here, we have Oceanside. Oceanside is a really cool area. I actually lived here for a couple years, and this is a beach town, of course. It's close to Camp Pendleton. Typically, if you are in the military, like in the Marine Corps, you're going to be living somewhere in Oceanside, whether it's because you live on base or because you're choosing to rent somewhere and you want to be close to that base. And so if we zoom in a little bit here, there's some pretty cool places that you can live within Oceanside. They're building right now a new soccer stadium in Oceanside, which is really cool. Oceanside is a really cool area to live. It's a very affordable area to live if you're looking to buy your very first home or raise a family in. There are some rougher areas within Oceanside for the most part, but overall, it's a fairly nice place to live. Good neighborhoods, nice neighborhoods. It's also close to Mira Costa College. In downtown Oceanside, there's usually a lot of live music, different events that are going on. Every Thursday night, they have an Oceanside market. It's like a big farmer's market where there's a bunch of vendors that get together here in downtown Oceanside. Live music, really good food, and overall, a very big sense of community for the people in Oceanside. A little bit further south of Oceanside is Carlsbad. Carlsbad's a little bit more of a nicer area. Moving from Oceanside over to Carlsbad, Carlsbad usually has a lot more wealthier individuals there. It seems like there's a lot more money in Carlsbad area. And when you drive from Oceanside down to Carlsbad, you'll notice a difference in the quality of the neighborhood. And you'll notice that it is a little bit more of a wealthier, not posh, but definitely higher upper class type of lifestyle here in Carlsbad. You've got the beach, of course, where you can go surfing. Carlsbad High School is right over here. You've got Sprouts over there. And if you take a closer look here, there's a lot of different places where you can get some food. You got Pizza Port. You've got some nice restaurants right here on the beach, Blue Water Grill. It's also pretty common for people to move to Carlsbad as a place to retire. So you might see some retired individuals. Again, a lot of money is right here in Carlsbad. It's also close to Legoland. So if we go down here a little bit, you'll see that Legoland is right here. So if you have children or you're raising a family and you choose to live in Carlsbad, Legoland is going to be a place where you're probably going to end up taking the kids. We also have the flower fields down here in Carlsbad, right here next to Legoland. There's a Costco. Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit and go over here a little bit more east towards Vista. Vista is an area that's a lot more affordable to live compared to places like Oceanside and Carlsbad because it's not as close to the ocean. As you start to move a little bit more east from Oceanside and Carlsbad towards Vista, you'll start to notice that there's a little bit of a change in the neighborhoods. Now, Vista is a more affordable place to live compared to Carlsbad and compared to Oceanside, but there's a lot more C-class neighborhoods. And Vista could be a good place for you to live if you are looking to save money on your expenses because it is a much more affordable place to live. There are some neighborhoods and areas within Vista that are a little bit more run down. So if that's an issue for you, I would say to take a look and explore the area just so you can see and get a firsthand look as to whether or not it's a place that you'd be comfortable living. As we zoom out and we keep heading east towards San Marcos, San Marcos is a pretty nice place to live too. It's not as close to the beach, so the affordability of your housing payment is going to be a lot better. You're close to Costco. As you can see over here, we have a Sky Zone trampoline park, uh, places where you can take children if you have them. There's also a really cool brewery up here in San Marcos called Stone Brewing. As you can see, there's a golf course right up here. There's a lot of good food in San Marcos too. I know there's a Korean barbecue place over here right across the way from Costco that is called Mana Barbecue. Absolutely delicious. You've got the old spaghetti factory over here. And overall, San Marcos is another good place to choose from in terms of somewhere that you might want to move if you're a first-time home buyer or if you're looking to raise a family in a nice and safe neighborhood. I'd say compared to Vista, San Marcos is probably a little bit more of a nicer area to live if you're planning to move. Also, there's CSU San Marcos. If we go a little bit more east over here to Escondido, this is where a lot of people are buying real estate. For first-time home buyers who are looking to buy a home here in San Diego, a lot of them are choosing to live in Escondido. One is because of the affordability, but also there's just a lot more room for new construction and new development to happen. It's also a fairly nice place to live. Right here in Escondido, if we zoom in a little bit, we got In-N-Out over here. Right here in Escondido, we also have Trader Joe's, got Walmart, and overall, it's a fairly nice neighborhood to live in. There are some areas within Escondido where it's a little bit more rural, but again, that's because there's so much space and so much room to build new properties here in Escondido that a lot of people are actually choosing to buy homes here. So if you're looking to buy a home for the very first time, Escondido could be a good option for you. Now, this one isn't highlighted on the map, but if you go a little bit further east over here towards Ramona, this is an area which is a lot more farmland. These are the kind of places where, you go to retire. There's some bigger homes that are much more affordable. There's a golf resort. And overall, it's an area that's a lot more slower, a lot more quiet, and for the most part, a lot more of a retirement community that lives here in Ramona. Very, very different from the rest of San Diego, which is more of, beach and kind of coastal living. Over here, as you move east, over here in Ramona, even Poway, and then further down south, it's a lot more country. There's a lot more farmland. You'll drive around and see chickens and cows and just a very different lifestyle from the rest of San Diego. All right, now if we go back over here to the coast, all along the coast here, we have Leucadia and Encinitas. Leucadia and Encinitas are very, very close, so I'm going to kind of chunk them into one. And these are actually very beautiful places to live. You're very close to the ocean over here. I actually used to work at a company that was very close to Encinitas, or a little bit further south in Solana Beach. You have, the self-realization meditation gardens over there, which is a free place you can go to. You got In-N-Out, you got Taco Stand, Moonlight State Beach. Obviously, this is a place where if you're into surfing or water sports, you can do that. The nightlife here in Encinitas is also really cool. On Fridays and Saturdays, it's very lively, and a lot of these different places where you can go to get a beer, get some dinner, go on a date. And then if we zoom out a little bit and go a little bit over here towards the east, we've got Einstein Bros Bagels, Breakfast Republic, more options of different places where you can go to get food, get groceries like Trader Joe's. Got TJ Maxx over here, Target up here. There's a San Diego Botanic Garden right over here. And overall, my experience of Encinitas seems to be a bit more of a mindfulness type of community. Yoga classes. Again, there's a meditation gardens over here. So plenty of opportunity for you to get into mindfulness, meditation, or yoga if that's something that you're interested in. Now, if we zoom out a little bit and go a little bit further south, over here is Solana Beach, which I mentioned a few moments ago. Lifestyle is very similar to Encinitas. There are beautiful homes here, very high cost homes, high home prices in Solana Beach. You've got Sprouts, pretty much anything that you would need in terms of getting, groceries. There's places where you can go surfing over here, plenty of parks. Solana Beach is a much nicer area within San Diego, higher class, safe place where you can raise a family and have children. May or may not be a place for you to buy your very first home. But if it is, then you're going to be living not only close to the ocean in a very beautiful location, but also have a very beautiful home. A little below Solana Beach over here is Whole Foods. And then if we go down south towards Del Mar, we have the Del Mar Fairgrounds, Del Mar Racing. And over here is where every single year in San Diego, we have something called the Del Mar Fair, which happens over here. And it's a huge event here in San Diego. A lot of vendors, a lot of different events happening here. When it is not the Del Mar Fair, you can go over here to Del Mar Racing and bet on racing horses. Over here to the left, you've got the Dog Beach. And so Del Mar overall, it's a very nice place to live. Higher class, upper class compared to the rest of San Diego, just like Solana Beach. A lot of money in here. I would say a lot of old money in this area too. Great place to raise a family. Great school and education system over here. We have a few resorts. And again, plenty of places where you can go down by the beach to go surfing, go swimming, or do some water sports. Now, if I go ahead and zoom out here a little bit, so this area overall from Solana Beach, Del Mar, even part of Torrey Pines, all the way across here, like Carmel Valley, Forest Ranch, this is where a lot of money is. This is where you're going to see homes that are in very private communities. A lot of beautiful homes here, a lot of old money for sure, and overall much nicer places to live. As we go from Del Mar, take the 56 east here towards Poway over here to the right, you'll notice that the neighborhoods go from upper class to more of a middle class. As you get to Rancho PQ, Westview High School, these are also wonderful places to live, great places to raise a family if you have a young family, great school system, great education system. I grew up down here in Mira Mesa, and I remember when I was taking my SATs, I took them over here up in Mount Carmel. So as you move from some of these more coastal areas like Solana Beach and Del Mar, east towards Poway, these are going to be more of the neighborhoods that you're likely going to choose from if you're planning to move here to raise a family. I grew up over here in Mira Mesa, and just this surrounding area, there are pockets of wealth, especially right here in the Del Mar area in Carmel Valley, where the neighborhoods are just beautiful, very expensive home prices over here. But generally speaking, from here in Del Mar and Torrey Pines, east over here towards Poway, Mira Mesa, Sereno Valley, Carmel Valley, Rancho PQ, these are like family neighborhoods. There's a lot of schools here, plenty of amazing schools where your children can get great education, very safe neighborhoods as well, especially over here in Scripps Ranch. And these are going to be more of those like younger families, and even some people who've lived there their entire lives and choose to retire there. Wonderful places to live, very safe places to live as well. And then if we zoom out a little bit and go further south, over here in Miramar, there's also the base. So if you're in the military, you have access to this base here. Right over here in University City is where UCSD is, University of California, San Diego. And La Jolla over here is also a place where there's a lot going on. La Jolla Shores is a place where you can go to surf. It's a place where I like to go surfing. From Torrey Pines down here to La Jolla, there are a lot of beautiful homes here. So this is where a lot more of the wealthy individuals live. Higher upper class individuals live in this area. And the home prices here are going to be a lot more expensive compared to if you go east of the 805 here in somewhere like Mira Mesa or Kearney Mesa or Claremont. The home prices over here in La Jolla are a lot higher. Even if you're renting and you rent somewhere here in La Jolla, the rent is going to be a lot higher than if you lived further away from the ocean. Now, if we zoom out again, you can get some perspective and kind of see the different areas. I'd say University City, Claremont, Kearney Mesa, Mira Mesa, Sorrento Valley, this little part right here, very similar lifestyle, very similar areas. A lot of more college type of an area down here in University City, Claremont, Kearney Mesa, Pacific Beach. These areas are a lot more catered to people who are like living and going to college, going to school, working professionals, young professionals. And then as you go further east towards Santee, this is where the lifestyle is a lot different than if you're living by the coast. There are a lot more affordable homes here in Santee as well. We call this East County. So if you're living in San Diego and people mention East County, they're likely talking about Santee, El Cajon, La Mesa, and everything east over here. So think of it east of the 15 freeway. Everything east this way is like East County. Different lifestyle, different neighborhoods. Santee is a relatively nice place to live. If you're going to raise a family or buy your very first home, this is also a great option. Very affordable to live here if you're renting or if you're buying. And if you go a little bit further south towards El Cajon, definitely a lot more of a rougher neighborhood, depending on where specifically you go in El Cajon, which means cost of living is a lot lower here. A lot more affordable homes if you want to buy or if you want to rent. Over here towards La Mesa, similar to El Cajon, but a little bit better. This is actually where we start to get close to San Diego State University. So you can see University Avenue is right here. And College West, College area, we got the Viejas Arena, you got SDSU right over here. This is the college area. So the affordability of living here is very realistic. Cost of living here is very low. So this also might be another area where you potentially buy your very first home. Or if you're in college and you're paying your way through college, it's going to be very affordable for you to live in this area so you're close to university. So let's go ahead and zoom out again and then go back west over here. There's also a small area here called Serra Mesa, which is very similar to Mira Mesa. Again, family-friendly neighborhood, first-time home buyer type of area. Great school system here. You're close to Costco. You're also close to some of the major freeways like the 805. Tierra Santa is also another neighborhood in San Diego that does have a lot more affordable homes. So let me zoom out again one more time, because if you are planning to raise a family or you have a young family and you're looking to potentially buy your first or second home, areas I'd recommend would be here, Del Mar, Solana Beach, Carmel Valley, Mira Mesa, all the way over to Poway and Scripps Ranch over here. Those are great places to buy, very safe neighborhoods where you can raise a family. It's a little bit more affordable here in Mira Mesa, Kearney Mesa, Claremont over here, Tierra Santa, and Serra Mesa. Those are typically the neighborhoods where you go to raise a family if your children are in elementary school, middle school, or high school. If we move over here again to the west, and we zoom in on Mission Bay over here, this is where SeaWorld is, right over here. It's also nearby a place called Pacific Beach. A very different lifestyle here. May or may not be the place where you want to raise a family. You could. There are pockets of neighborhoods within these areas where you could do that. But typically, this is where it gets very busy on the weekends. People who live in East County or northern San Diego, usually come here on the weekends because there's typically events happening. You've got SeaWorld, you've got Dog Beach, we have Pacific Beach where there are a bunch of different bars that you can go to, clubs that you can go to. Every single year, there's something called the Pacific Islander Festival that happens here in Mission Bay. And so this is a very crowded place on the weekends. If you ever drive here on a Saturday afternoon, and you're going to experience a lot of traffic because people are either trying to do something here by the bay, or they're going down here over to the Pechanga Arena to experience a concert, experience a comedy show, see a sporting event. Right over here is also the University of San Diego, USD. This is a private university. It's not a part of the UC system or the CSU system. Also a beautiful school, beautiful campus. So as you can tell, this area here, if I zoom out, Mission Valley, Mission Bay, Pacific Beach, a lot of college life. And then even down here, closer to college area. From SDSU, this college area, all the way over towards Mission Bay, Mission Beach, and Pacific Beach over here. It's a lot more of a younger crowd. Young professionals, especially living here in Mission Valley, living and working there, and college students who are going to school and who, when they're not going to school and want to go party, are usually over here by the beach. Ocean Beach is also very popular for, again, more mindfulness, more yoga, kind of new agey type of a lifestyle. It's not uncommon for you to go down here to Ocean Beach Pier and see a drum circle with a bunch of people, playing the drums and doing music, and overall, great sense of community down here. Okay, so let's zoom out again. Right over here is where we start to get into downtown San Diego and the Gaslamp District. We also have the San Diego Zoo, Balboa Park, Liberty Station over here near Point Loma. And right over here in San Diego, Seaport Village. Downtown, the one thing about downtown is it's kind of like the Great Gatsby, where you have people living here in high-rise condos that are very expensive. There's also some affordable ones. But what I mean is there's people here where there's a lot of wealth, but there's also a lot of homelessness here in downtown San Diego. And you see it if you ever go down here to party, or if you go down here to just walk around, you'll notice that there's a lot of homeless people in the area too. So you have that combination or that contrast of, extreme wealth and poverty. Over here, south, right here by the water in downtown San Diego, is somewhere called Seaport Village. This is very popular if you're ever visiting San Diego, if you're ever in San Diego for a conference over here at the Hyatt or the Marriott. Chances of you going to Seaport Village are very high. Got a lot of good food over here. There's a mini shopping mall. It's right here by the water. And this is, I'd say, more of a tourist attraction here. It's also a good place if you want to take someone on a date. So let's zoom out again. Right here we have the San Diego Convention Center where you have Comic-Con every single year. And you also have Petco Park right next to it. And so again, plenty of things to do here in downtown San Diego, Gaslamp Quarter. If you want to buy a property down in this area, this will be great if you're looking to buy a rental property. Great rental area. But again, also keep in mind that there are a lot of homeless individuals here, some rundown areas downtown, right? It's what you can expect. A little bit south of downtown San Diego is right over here, Coronado, where you go down the 5. You take the Coronado Bridge over here. Really cool area. Obviously, some very expensive homes right here in this area in Coronado Beach, kind of Coronado Island. Also known for Hotel del Coronado, which is a popular and historical hotel here in San Diego, as well as a lot of military people that live down here in the area. Also got an elementary school and a high school here in Coronado. So let's go ahead and zoom out one more time. Again, to give you a little bit of perspective, this is all of San Diego, and we've covered pretty good amount here, so we're almost done. Let's go ahead and zoom back in over here towards National City. National City and this part of San Diego is a little bit more rundown, a lot more affordable. If you're looking to rent somewhere or buy somewhere cheap, National City and Lincoln Park over here, Valencia Park, Barrio Logan. These are places where it is going to be very, very affordable for you to live here, but I wouldn't call it as safe as the rest of San Diego. You know, still a nice place to live, but if you live here in National City, it's a lot more of a C-class kind of neighborhood. Down here in Chula Vista, it's actually a pretty nice neighborhood, very large population here in Chula Vista. As you can see, it's very close to the border here to Mexico. So very large Hispanic community in Chula Vista, but also very affordable to live here. Beautiful homes here in Chula Vista, very affordable homes living here in Chula Vista. Also close to Costco. You got a supermarket over here, Tacos El Gordo, which is delicious, by the way, if you ever had a chance to experience that. And if you have not, highly recommend getting Tacos El Gordo. And overall, another great option to buy your very first home. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom back out. One more place that I want to highlight is right up here near Poway, Carmel Mountain Ranch, Carmel Valley, Mira Mesa. A little bit north of that is Forest Ranch and Rancho Bernardo. These are also beautiful places to live. Forest Ranch is a little bit more of a higher class neighborhood for sure. But if you're looking to live somewhere to buy your very first home or raise a family for the first time, if you have a young family, then Rancho Bernardo is also a great option to live. Lived here for a couple years, and I can say that it is a great neighborhood. I also remember doing a little bit of research, and I did see an article online that said, what's the most polite or area in San Diego that has the nicest people, and it was actually Rancho Bernardo. I think the study was done by the number of please and thank yous that you got at like different local stores and restaurants here. But they also have a great school system here. You got a golf course over here. It's pretty nice and not impossible to buy a home here in Rancho Bernardo. Great, great place to live. So let's go ahead and zoom back out one more time just so we can see all of the different areas that we covered. And yeah, we got everything from, Oceanside all the way down here to as far as Chula Vista. We went as far east as Ramona and as far west as Del Mar, Solana Beach, and La Jolla. So again, I know that might have kind of glazed over. I know I might have glazed over a few different places without going too in detail or in depth. But the main thing to remember here is that San Diego is a big place. There are places and neighborhoods that would be great for you to raise a family, to buy your very first home. As we mentioned, this general area over here, Solana Beach down to Mira Mesa, Miramar, even Kearny Mesa, and Poway, this kind of central area here is generally speaking a great place to buy your first home, great place to raise a family. And there's other areas that may not be so nice for you to raise a family or buy your first home. That would be closer to, downtown San Diego, National City, maybe even parts of La Mesa, because it's just a very different lifestyle, especially here by the 8, where there's a lot more college students partying. It's just a different lifestyle, especially, if you're looking to raise your family and buy your first home. If you're looking to buy investment properties or rental properties, then these areas would be much more ideal. But I hope this high level overview of the different neighborhoods within San Diego was helpful to you. Again, there were some hidden gems in here that aren't even popping up as, these red dots. Like I mentioned, Mira Mesa, Serra Mesa, Scripps Ranch area, beautiful, beautiful places to live and raise a family. And overall, hope this was helpful for you to get a better look and understanding of what it's like here in San Diego. I'm sure if you're not from here, you'll quickly realize this is a very big area for you to live. You have plenty of options as far as where you can move. And again, if you are looking to move here to San Diego, you're welcome to reach out to me. Happy to answer any questions that you have, answer any questions about these neighborhoods, and help you choose a place to live. If you are planning to buy or sell or refinance here in San Diego, you're more than welcome to reach out. Again, you can call or text me using the number in the description, or you can schedule a consultation with me so we can talk a little bit more in depth, get your questions answered, and talk one-on-one. If you found the video helpful, please give it a like, thumbs up, and subscribe. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next video. Take care.